Welcome back to Doc's Hot Shop and Forge. So today we're going to continue working on the giveaway hammer. So we've got a little bit of welding to do. The very core is actually welded up, so we just need to do the outer turn or so. We'll be working in the coat forge this morning, so that should be a little bit interesting. And what I might do is show you guys how I light that. Now, a little bit of an update on the anvil project. So I've had an extensive conversation with Blacksmith Joey from Holland. Link to his channel will be down below. Where we discussed quite extensively the making of small anvils and his experiences and his discussions with some German anvil makers and how thick the plate that they weld on actually is. And it would seem that part of my problem is that I've just been using a faceplate that's just too thick for the size that I'm working. So I'll be making a new faceplate for that and forging on. So let's get the forge lit and let's have some fun. So to light this, I use a couple of lumps of basically lump charcoal. Doesn't really matter how you stack this stuff. Gas torch to get it going. Early stage, it doesn't need much airflow, you just need enough to keep the coals lit. And then you begin to add a bit of cooking. Forget to weed out the clinkers. Yep, there's good heat coming out. So, holds a bit. That'll be hot in a few minutes. Okay. this to drive this ever tighter and tighter. Alright, I think we can start to square it up before we lose too much mortar slag. Okay, so we've got a little bit of lipping happening. We need to control. The next side we'll do that on is this one, just to make sure that that's all nice. Before we start drawing it out. The aim now is to draw it down to about 45 millimeters to a side. So now we're drawing it out. Now we do a little bit, so this is actually a delam in the piece of metal, not the, like in the original wrought iron, not a defect in the scroll that's starting to show itself here, so I'll have to get it up to welding heat. So we're aiming for about that, so we don't have much more to go before it's punching the eye time. scroll is nice and tight. We're getting down to the required size. Okay, so we've got our billet. It's now at 45-ish by 45 by 6 inch and 5/8 by 2.5. So halfway. That's the center of the eye on one side. Should make it easy enough to find. Time to punch that eye. First thing, let's find our mark. Now this is a slitting punch. That one is cool, it's just smushed out. So the way this works with the jelly roll build-up is that as you're cutting the eye through, you're actually slicing through the grain, not splitting between it as you would if you were running it lengthwise. So the risk with not doing the jelly roll is that when you do that, the wrought iron starts to split and fray in the eye, and it produces a crack that will extend to the faces, and that weakens the hammer. The jelly roll completely circumvents this problem because splitting lengthwise can't happen. It has to cross the grains, and splitting sideways can't happen because the grains don't line up. So you don't. It's kind of like plywood in a way. So the grain doesn't. So whilst the grain is all in this direction, it's like offset a little bit. So you're never actually splitting one plane continuously. So it yields a much stronger tool. And the beauty with wrought iron is it really is very easy to slit. Essentially all the way through. Yeah, you're definitely all the way through. Yep. That's it. We can see daylight through that. Okay. This is one of those times where you wish you had longer punches and drifts.
drifting the eye out to size. And yes, there is a storm raging outside, so... Ow. Oh, we've got a small amount of DLAM in that corner. Alright, let's see. No longer at welding heat. Let's get some more flux on that. Okay, I think that's probably pretty well welded. Oh, maybe not quite there in the corner. Alright, so now we're welding the other end. So, gotta keep that eye from getting too out of control. That's the one we were welding just now. Needs a little more along there. Alright, let's forge in those corners so it looks pretty. Alright, chamfering. Same. The other end hook. Okay, that is ready to anneal. I anneal in a mix of wood ash, coke ash and vermiculite, so it's a little bit random. But that's coming up to temperature, so we're going to bury it and then we'll get back to grinding it in a couple of days. Right, that's it for today. Well, it's the end of the day. We've been going for about 4 hours. The hammer is now in the annealing bucket, as you saw. So we'll be ready for grinding in the morning. I've decided we're going to call this one Storm Maker, as most of the welding has actually taken place during a pretty fierce thunderstorm. So, yeah, a bit of a novelty there. All the welds took. It looks pretty good. It'll be a rounding / forging hammer. So this should be a nice one. So if you've enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up. Feel free to share on social media, and if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button. When you do, don't forget, ring the notification bell. So get out to your shop, have some fun. Play in the rain if you have to. But above all, stay safe, and I'll catch you for the next one.